Hello and welcome to part 2 of the podcast. Welcome back. And this is the soup du jour.
Jeremy, what's the soup du jour?
Well, it's the soup of the day.
Mm, that sounds good. I think I'll have that.
Well, that's good because we have a pretty good soup of the day. It is keep. I almost want to say cut and keep at the same time. Keep 5, cut 5, revenge films. So this is a pretty good one, Ken. We've curated this list fairly well, of pretty mixed between newer movies and oldish movies. Yeah, we couldn't get all of them in there, all the revenge films of all time. We had to pick 10 of them. So yeah, and we have to keep it relevant to part 1, which we talked about Monkey Man. And if you missed that part of the live stream, it's okay. You could always rewind after we play this and listen to that a little bit later. But Ken, the 10 movies we got on this list, and I'll list them from oldest to newest. Actually, no, I'll go newest to oldest. I think that would make more sense because we talked about Monkey Man. That'll be the first movie. Then we got Wrath of Man, 2021, the Guy Ritchie film starring Jason Statham. We got The Revenant with Leo DiCaprio. We got John Wick, everyone's favorite dog-loving assassin. We got The Equalizer, starring Denzel Washington. We got Django Unchained with what's his name? Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx and
Christoph Waltz.
and Leonardo.
And yeah, in the very end.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. And now would consider a classic revenge movie, Taken. It's like, that's crazy. That movie's how is that classic now? That's 2008.
That's so crazy. 2008 was 16 years ago.
What the hell? Then another classic, Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2, respectively 2003, 2004. We got the Christopher Nolan movie, which sometimes is in black and white, sometimes not. Memento, starring Guy Pearce. Then we've got the Ridley Scott epic Gladiator, starring Russell Crowe and Joaquin Phoenix.
Are you not entertained?
That's what we're going to ask at the end of this soup du jour, because Ken, we are going to do the same thing as we did last week. We are going to choose one to keep and choose one to cut. So
Yes.
I'll let you do the honors and go first.
All right. Right off the bat, let's just, because I think we're both chills for John Wick. Let's get that one as my first keep out of the way. That is the ultimate revenge film, at least for me, in that obviously it spawned 3 other chapters after that, and possibly more. More projects. So that's my first keep, John Wick, the original. My first cut, unfortunately, and part of the reason why we mentioned it, just because, we wanted the the shameless plug to check out our Wrath of Man episode on it was season 2 which came out in 2021. It was actually our surprise hit of 2021. I mean, yeah, 2021 didn't have that many movies that actually came out because we were still in pandemic times. But that'll be my first cut, unfortunately, because, I mean, everything else on this list is just straight up classic. So my second keep, again, we love Christopher Nolan. I have to keep Memento. Memento was such a total mind F to it's like, what is going on? When I first watched it, I was like, what is going on? I was not really too familiar with Christopher Nolan's, I guess, fetish with time.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true. When you watch this movie, it's like, wow, he really went into it.
Yeah, he did. But man, every time we talk about Memento or any other Christopher Nolan movie, I try to carve out time to rewatch Memento just because I just appreciate how good that movie is. It doesn't get talked about enough because, you know, obviously he's come out with more recent classics. But that's my second keep. My second cut, I don't know if it's controversial, especially since this is an all-timer of an actor who's like the main guy. I gotta cut The Equalizer. I just don't think it's as good as some of these other films on this list. My third keep is actually, I mean, I kind of prefaced my list with, "Are you not entertained?" Gladiator is so brutal. It's so good. It features Joaquin Phoenix as a really good villain that you just love to hate. And then obviously you just root for Russell Crowe. And this is when he was still young and he's yoked. And I was like, oh my goodness, you just rooted for that guy. So such a classic. It's still a classic for me. I love that Ridley Scott movie. Saw it in theaters. That is my third keep. And we're not doing this in any other order. There's a method to my madness. You'll see.
Okay.
This may be a hot take. My third cut is actually
fourth?
No, third cut.
Third cut. Oh, third cut.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Third cut is probably a hot take because it earned Leo his Oscar for Best Actor, The Revenant. It was beautifully shot. It was brutal to watch, but it's not necessarily rewatchable for me. But it's got a great revenge angle, I guess, because, I mean, obviously Tom Hardy, spoiler alert, kills his son, right? I forget.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was it was a long watch too.
It was it was difficult, but it was a very beautifully shot movie. I think it's a good movie. It's one of my favorites. But in this list, I'm kind of valuing rewatchability. So that's my third cut. My fourth keep, only because, I don't know, I have a soft spot in my heart for this one because it's similar to John Wick. It's just straight up revenge. Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2. Love the... Okay, this is a little bit of a spoiler for Jeremy because he hasn't seen Part 2 yet, or Volume 2. Volume 1 has all the action. Volume 2 is a little bit more story-driven. So, it's so good. I think you need to finish it.
Okay. All right.
On the flip side of that coin, just because in this keep 5, cut 5, I was like, man, do I really want to keep 3 Quentin Tarantino movies? So this may be the hottest take of all. I have to cut Django Unchained.
Oh, what?
Yeah, no, I love that movie. I really do.
It is a good movie.
And then, so that leaves me with Taken and Monkey Man. I was like, okay, am I cutting Taken? Am I really cutting? I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you're looking for a ransom, I can tell you I don't have money. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I have acquired over a very long career. I had to do that.
Yeah.
I have to keep I have to keep Taken. I have to keep Taken because I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you. That alone literally makes that a classic. Liam Neeson is so goated for that. I'm keeping Taken, and I, unfortunately, even though I loved Monkey Man, you obviously in part 1, you know how much I liked it. Unfortunately, it's my 5th cut.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Like we just talked about, and your rating was decent for Monkey Man. I'm surprised that you cut it. So, but this list, man, this list of 10 movies is hard to cut any of them, really.
Yeah. Well, because I mean, if I'm honest with Taken, there's some goofy parts to it.
The I feel sequences aren't beautifully shot like Monkey Man.
I think Monkey Man's like their action sequences just, I think, crap all over Taken, and everything. But that one monologue literally just it's crazy. And you know, it does cover
it's Liam
like
Neeson,
it's Liam Neeson, and it covers some pretty crazy like content, you know, human trafficking and everything, and you know, like okay, it's your daughter versus
Mhm.
okay, your mom when you're comparing it with Monkey Man. So either way, I think you're just kind of screwed. Even though I
Yeah,
don't have any kids, but I
it
can. I don't know.
empathize.
It's just Liam
Yeah,
Neeson.
it's Liam Neeson, and it's very rewatchable. I've
Yes.
rewatched this movie,
Yeah. Yeah.
Taken, I think earlier this year or end of last year. I was like, man, Taken is
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
I know. I actually watched all three again when they
Oh
were on Netflix. I was
wow.
like,
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
holy crap, Taken
Yeah.
was pretty good.
Yeah. But
The
yeah,
third one
that's
was rough though to get,
yeah.
kind of rough to
They
get
should have
through.
stopped at the second one. I could see how they made the second one because the first one was such a cult classic. There was like no fat really into that because it was like what a tidy an hour and a half ish
Yeah, probably around
runtime.
there.
Yeah, something like that. But man, that monologue is so good.
It is, and it's longer than I remembered. It's like,
Yeah, I know. You know what? I even cut out a little bit of that. I have
yeah,
the full monologue in my notes, and I was like, man, this is it's taking me long doing my Liam Neeson
yeah,
impression.
and that's when he was still like very convincing
Yeah,
during his action sequences. Later on, you could tell he was slowing down.
yeah.
Unfortunately.
I mean, he was already kind of up there, but he was
Hmm.
still like just leaving his prime still.
Yeah,
But he was
you
still
know,
kind of in his prime. I mean, because it was. I mean, what
yeah,
Taken
Batman
was in
Begins
2008.
8, and yeah,
Yeah, so it wasn't too far removed from his work in not Attack of the Clones, Phantom Menace,
Phantom Menace, yeah, and
99.
then
So what,
yeah,
9 years?
yeah, and then Batman Begins.
Oh yeah, Batman. Yeah, just 3 years removed from that.
Hmm. Okay, for me, my first keep, John Wick. We'll get that one out of the way. Keep John Wick.
Got it.
And another obvious one I'm gonna, I don't know if I'll take heat for, but the Kill Bill. I think that was pretty obvious. I haven't seen the second one yet.
Yeah,
Get those ones out of the way. Okay, second one to keep. I am going Taken.
yeah. For all the same
Get
reasons.
all the same reasons. I think we talked. I think that was
I,
pretty obvious at this point.
but if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you, and I will kill you. So
And dude, and I didn't realize like freaking Liam Neeson just towers over everybody. Forgot how
yeah,
tall he is, man.
yeah.
He's like 6'5" or something like that.
Mhm.
But I'm cutting the Equalizer. I do like the Equalizer. I love Denzel in that movie.
Mhm.
Um, Equalizer 2 is definitely not as good as this one, but same reasons for Taken. Um, yeah, you got to get rid of Equalizer. I am gonna keep Gladiator.
Ah, yeah,
Yeah, dude,
yeah.
that's just a classic. I'm gonna cut The Revenant.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, yeah, Gladiator is just a classic, man. You can't-
Spaniard, Spaniard, Spaniard.
And this, okay, I have. Wait, okay. Next, I'm gonna for my number 4 to keep. I am keeping Memento.
Okay.
You
Uh
another one to. It's like, dude, I love Memento so much.
huh.
So underrated, like he said.
Uh-huh.
This is where it gets hard. But I am cutting Monkey Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this, okay, this is where it got really hard for me. This is like
Wait, what are the
either
last two movies you got?
Wrath of Man
Uh-huh.
or Django Unchained. I was like, for me, I was like,
Ooh.
crap. And you know me, I liked Wrath of Man more than you
Yeah.
did. And Django Unchained, it's just wild, that
Mm-hmm.
movie. But I am going to keep Wrath of Man
Whoa!
and cut Django Unchained.
I love it. I love it.
Hot takes all around.
I love it. I love Wrath of Man.
Dude, Wrath of Man is underrated as well. And we're going to watch another Guy Ritchie movie pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Sooner than you think.
yeah. I wish it was sooner than I even would think right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can watch The Gentleman on Netflix to
That-
hold you over.
That's
It's
true.
pretty good. I need to watch more episodes. I still haven't gotten a chance to watch anymore.
Okay. But if you're watching live right now, go ahead and give us your keep five, cut five. And if you're just watching this post stream, let us know in the comments
Yeah.
which five movies that you want to keep, which five you want to cut. Because me and Ken, we had some things we both kept. Taken, John
Hmm.
Wick,
Yeah.
but I kept Wrath of Man, and you kept Kill Bill.
Kill Bill
Yeah,
Volume 1 and 2. Yeah.
yeah,
I think that's where our differences are.
yeah. That's true. We cut just
Uh,
cut things at different times, I guess.
Actually, you know what? I'm surprised that our lists are actually very similar. I would have thought we would have at least two or maybe three changes because I was like,
I was
I think
surprised
he
actually
liked
that you
Django
kept
Unchained.
Taken. No, I'm not that. Well, I don't know. Maybe Memento. I didn't know how much of a
Yeah.
how much you like Memento or not compared to
Oh no.
these other movies.
Yeah, I felt like Memento was like one of the earlier ones. I was like, okay, let's keep this. Actually, when I was coming up with that list, right, the two that were, actually the three that were easy were really the first three that I mentioned: Gladiator, Memento, just because again they were the oldest and just straight up classic, and then John Wick.
Hmm.
And then I was like, all right, I gotta figure out which other two I gotta keep, and so just by process of elimination.
Dude, that's
That's what-
exactly what I did. I went Gladiator, Memento. Then it's like, okay, yeah, John Wick.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay. Then I think I went after that. I did Taken, and then Wrath of Man was my last pick between Django Unchained. It's
Yeah.
like,
I think that was the same for me, but I wanted to make sure that I mentioned Taken last because I really wanted to do my Liam Neeson impression.
wow, hella prepared.
Yeah, come on. But yeah, I mean, if for those of you who are catching this after the fact, after our live stream, I mean, both Jeremy and I have our notifications on for YouTube. So if you do comment after the fact with your keep five, cut five, we'll go ahead and uh, we'll react. We'll see how similar or different your keep five, cut fives are.
Yeah. So, Ken, we have a little bit of time before we close the stream, but I do want to ask you a couple questions.
Sure.
First, for one, have you seen the new Joker trailer?
Oh no, I have not.
Okay, me either.
Okay. I'm kind of glad that you did it. Oh, because I think when I found out about it, I wanted to watch it at least on my laptop. I really haven't been able. I mean, I've been on my laptop mainly to like work on stuff, but as far as like streaming stuff, actually, you know what? I've been streaming more stuff on my iPad. Never mind. I haven't been on my iPad a lot. That's what it
Okay.
is.
Yeah, I was like, I wonder if they played it in the theaters
Mm,
when we weren't in our seats yet, but
yeah.
I wonder. But
Well, you did hear that it's a kind of a musical, right?
that's what I heard because Lady Gaga's in there, so
Hmm.
who knows? It's possible.
I don't know how I feel about that still,
Yeah.
or even if I
Has
have the bandwidth for to enjoy, not really enjoy, but to stomach another Joker movie, just because I thought it was really good.
Mhm.
It was a difficult watch.
I watched it. Yeah, that I watched it one time and I liked it, but it's not. It felt like definitely a movie that I only needed to see once,
Yeah.
and I think that just speaks to the matter it talks about and
Hmm.
the mental health stuff that it has, and so it felt very real.
It
It
did.
felt more of a like a documentary or a biography than fiction. But then it
Yeah.
is fiction, so that's what made it pretty scary. But another trailer that we got to talk about, I was like, or that we watched last night, Sting.
Oh man.
I was like, I never saw this. I never even like considered who would make this movie, man. The freaking Spider movie. I love Spider Man as much as the next guy, but this is going too far.
Yeah, it reminded me of an old. I think it was came out in the 80s. Arachnophobia. I was like, man, did Sting need to be made? I don't want to have nightmares. I hate spiders. I really do.
Okay, you hated
It's
spiders as much as I do. Yeah, man. Because
um.
when I'm watching that trailer, man, I was dying. I was like, holy
I was like,
crap.
ah!
Oh, like in a way, I was like, dude, we should watch this movie for the podcast. But at the same time, do I ever want to see this movie? And do I want to see this movie in theaters? It's like on a big screen.
It kind of looked a little hokey though,
It
especially
did.
when when Sting got big.
Still, man, fake
Yeah,
spiders. Still,
yeah.
big spiders. I would probably okay. Like typically in scary movies, I don't close my eyes or anything. I like to
Uh-huh.
see everything.
Yeah,
This
same.
movie, man, I don't know if I could keep my eyes open, or at least I'd be like peeking through my eyes, to
Well,
see.
let me ask you this, only because I don't remember if you've seen this movie or not. Have you seen all of the original Lord of the Rings movies?
No.
Mm.
Uh, is there giant spiders in that?
There's
Because I
one
remember
in
the
the.
giant spider scene in Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that one.
Yeah,
But
that
yeah,
made me not want to watch Harry Potter for the longest time.
yeah. Well, there's one in Return of the King, which is the third movie.
Crap.
I won't tell you where, but
No.
that part was like, huh?
Crap.
Because it looked good the way Peter Jackson did the CGI, which is why I was like disappointed with the way the Hobbit movies look, because the Hobbit movies just look horrible compared to the original trilogy. You should watch it though. You know what? Watch all the extended editions. If you're gonna watch it, go all the way
Go
because
watch the 15 hours.
yeah.
Oh, see, Jan says, I know exactly what you're referring to. Are you talking about Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter?
I'm guessing maybe
I'm
both.
maybe both. Probably Lord of the Rings. That's my
But yeah,
guess.
I think I may
Probably
have been.
both.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil that scene just in case you end up watching the Lord of the Rings trilogy. But yeah, you'll see it and you're like, oh no, here we go.
No. Okay. By the way, Jan, since you're watching right now, and if you haven't seen the trailer to Sting, go watch. Go. Don't watch it by yourself though, because I was freaking out about those spiders in that movie, or the one spider, it's a giant spider. Crap! I hated that trailer. Who asked for this movie, man? Jan also said extended edition or nothing. Oh,
Yes,
okay.
I think it plays better. Um, because they, similar to the Ultimate Edition that we like to talk about, Batman versus Superman.
Okay.
It adds a little bit of connective tissue versus the theatrical versions.
Good. So this is the Lord of the Rings extended editions are the original Snyder cut.
Exactly, exactly. That, and when they first got released on HBO Max, when it was still known as that, for whatever reason, they released the theatrical cuts as the streaming option. And when they did, I was like, not watching it. And then months and months later, they're like, oh, we're finally releasing. And it was crazy too, because they released the extended editions one at a time or whatever. I don't know what they were thinking. They didn't just do all three at the same time, but I was like, nope, I'm going to watch them in order. So I waited until Fellowship of the Ring first came out, extended edition, and then so on and so forth. Two Towers and Return of the King. But it's so good. Those three.
Yeah. Okay. There's too many movies right now that I need to catch up on.
Yeah.
But next week, man, we're gonna be talking about another good one. Captain America and Iron Man. I'm just kidding. I'm just gonna keep making that joke, and that's gonna definitely be there next week. So promise you that. But we have one last thing that we want to share with our viewing audience, our listening audience. what is the one thing you want to share with them to recommend for this week?
Okay, so again, we like to be transparent with what we do here, right? So, obviously we'll draw inspiration on our soup du jour, especially with our content. And so for this particular one, I was kind of having to scramble a little bit. We finalized this really late last night with the list. I was doing research because I was off today, and I was doing research at past midnight. And so when I was researching revenge films, every site that I researched had this one film, this one Korean film that kept
Oh.
appearing. And so the one last thing I want to share, and I'm a little bit more than halfway done, so no spoilers yet, but I'm
Yes.
enjoying this movie. I am sharing Old Boy, which came out in
Oh.
2003, and it's a total mind f right now. There's so much going on, and I'm like, what is going on? And it's in Korean and with English
Hmm.
subs, which is I'm glad that that was the default.
Hmm.
But I hear the ending is fantastic, so I can't wait to finish this movie. But Old Boy, streaming on Netflix, apparently is one of the all-timer revenge films that is out. So I wanted to kind of keep it on theme with this week.
Yeah, let me know how you like it because
Yeah.
that's definitely a classic.
Have you seen it?
I have.
Okay.
So let me know what you think once you finish it. I
Okay.
thought you were almost gonna say I Saw the Devil because that's another
Uh,
one I kept seeing on that revenge
yeah.
list. Another Korean movie,
Yeah.
and that one's pretty dark too.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
Old Boy definitely a classic.
Yeah.
For me, I'm going total opposite direction. I'm gonna share Ricky Stenicki
Yeah.
on exactly starring John Cena, Zac Efron, Amazon Prime. It's it's not that raunchy of a comedy. I was like, oh right, it's sometimes raunchy, but not like okay. Like the weirdest thing I saw in this movie was John Cena dressed up as a really messed up schoolgirl. So and that jumps out a window while he tries to evade some people chasing him.
Wow.
So if that doesn't sell you on this movie, then it's probably you don't probably need to see this movie.
Oh my god.
um,
Yeah.
like John Cena carries the movie. Honestly, it's not the best movie, whatever. But if you want to like kill some time with a pretty decent comedy movie, I think Ricky
Yeah.
Stenicki is pretty
I
good.
want to watch this like later tonight.
Yeah, trust me, man. Once you get John Cena in the picture, he carries it for the rest of the movie.
Yeah. So, oh my goodness. But speaking of John Cena, did you see that he made an appearance in the latest WrestleMania?
I did, but I didn't watch it yet.
Mm.
Did you?
Yeah, only through I watch all the WWE now through clips on TikTok because there are a lot of live streamers and they will post it eventually, like a little
Mm-hmm.
bit delayed or whatever. So I will literally watch through random clips. I was able to watch literally the ending of the main event match where he does make that appearance, which was pretty cool. I dude was getting flashbacks. Did you want spoilers for that? The end?
Probably not yet. I'm
Okay.
gonna try to watch a little bit,
Dude, you got to watch
at least the
at
clips.
least the ending. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, or send me what you saw if you
I'll
can.
send you one of them,
Okay,
and then you just got to go to the account and then just
okay,
fill in
that
the
sounds
blank,
good.
because then you got to watch the next one and then the next one. You just swipe up and down.
All right, perfect.
Then you get
All
to see
right,
some of their reactions. But yeah, I'll
hey,
send that to you when we're offline.
all right, sounds good. Well, guys, let us know if you have any recommendations for this week. Go, I don't know if you watched WrestleMania. Let us know too on how you like that this past Sunday. But that is it for this week. We'll see you in 1 week when we watch Civil War.
Oh, why don't we make it in 7 days? Okay, fine, 1 week.
Yes, we will see you in 1 week on the real.